10 News is sponsored by Premier Family of Dealerships. 10 News on WBIR starts now.
Good morning and thanks for watching 10 News Weekend. I'm Sam Perez alongside meteorologist Rebecca Sweet, and hopefully you got a little bit of sleep despite all of the noise last night. Hopefully everyone had an awesome 4th of July.
Yes, you may be going for the extra cup of coffee this morning. If you are getting some coffee, maybe iced coffee would be appropriate, Sam, because it is going to be another hot day, forecasting highs to get into the lower 90s. But as I've been mentioning throughout the morning and really for the last couple of days, folks, it's not necessarily as bad as what it could be. By that I mean we do have some lower humidity that's going to be in place throughout the rest of the afternoon, and it's going to make it actually feel quite nice outside. 76 degrees, abundant sunshine, dew points sitting in the middle 60s, relative humidity only at 71%. Again, this is kind of the trend that we're going to be watching today, which we are not complaining about. Here's a glimpse of your satellite and radar where we are seeing a mostly clear sky as we kick off your Saturday. Temperatures already warming up into the middle to upper 70s. It's going to be almost a copy and paste kind of forecast from what we had yesterday. Yesterday we had a high of 93. It was a beautiful day. At one point we definitely had some nice dry air as we went into the evening hours, and that will most definitely be something that we'll continue to watch as we go throughout the afternoon as well. Forecasting highs today to get back into the lower 90s. We'll have plenty of sunshine in place throughout the rest of the day today. Similar story will stick around as we go throughout the day tomorrow. As mentioned yesterday, we had a high in the lower 90s today. Similar story tomorrow, similar story. But after tomorrow, and as we go into the early part of this next work week, we are going to start to see some rain chances increase across the region. We'll have a full glimpse of your extended forecast coming up in just a little bit. Sam.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. A Knox County deputy is home after he was hurt earlier this month while responding to a call. The sheriff's office posted on Facebook saying Deputy Dalton Swanger is back home. He spent several days in the ICU. The post says Swanger will continue rehabilitation at home and looks forward to getting back to work with his shift. Investigators say Christopher Michael Hensley attacked Deputy Swanger while he was responding to a 911 call 2 weekends ago. He faces multiple charges, including attempted second-degree murder. We have new information about a deadly crash that happened in Loudoun County earlier this week. 2 people died Monday after the crash on I-40, and another person is hurt. Troopers say a Ford F-150 traveling westbound rear-ended a Dodge, causing it to veer off the road, cross the grass median, and then go airborne into the eastbound lanes. The Dodge then struck another car, killing the 2 women inside. 2 other vehicles hit debris from the crash. Officials say the pickup driver could face charges. We're also learning new information about a deadly crash in Morgan County. 2 people were killed after an SUV slammed into an assisted living facility bus. District Attorney Russell Johnson says this was the 3rd deadly crash on State Route 62 in the last month, and these crashes are putting a strain on county resources. 10 News reporter Emily Crabtree talked with local leaders about the busy road and its history of serious crashes.
3 deadly crashes have happened on State Route 62 in just the last month.
The last couple of weeks we have had a couple of serious injury accidents and fatalities on Highway 62. Today's accident came in as a reckless driver and then ultimately involved a crash.
Tennessee Highway Patrol says the driver of the car failed to stay in its lane Wednesday and hit a nursing home van head-on. The driver of the car and a passenger in the Life Care Center nursing home van were both killed in the crash. 2 others were taken to the hospital.
We've had so many fatal crashes. 2 people were killed on I-40 just a couple of days ago as well. Speed, reckless driving, a lot of traffic on the road, so people have to be even more aware of what they're doing.
Multiple agencies helped respond to the crash. Officials say incidents like this take a huge toll on county resources.
It's always a strain when you have such a complex scene as the call today. Like I said, we had Anderson County resources, Rome County resources, Knox County resources, so several on top of our county resources that were taxed. Just a very complex scene that we had to deal with today.
And to make sure they're not putting themselves or others at risk.
Drivers need to be cautious, be aware of their surroundings, make sure they're not distracted, make sure they're not impaired. Just drive safe and cautiously.
The Tennessee Highway Patrol is still investigating the exact cause of that crash. A woman died in a motorcycle wreck in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Rangers say it happened close to 5:30 Thursday evening on Little River Road. Investigators say they found the victim dead at the scene down an embankment. Officials are still investigating the cause of that crash. We're learning a 36-year-old man from Maryville sentenced to life in prison plans to appeal. A judge sentenced Edward Kelly this week to spend the rest of his life behind bars. Evidence in the case shows Kelly plotted to kill FBI agents investigating him for storming the Capitol on January 6th. The hit list includes more than 30 names. The attack plan included using drones and homemade bombs to attack the FBI field office in Knoxville. People on that hit list spoke in federal court, and so did Edward Kelly. He did not express any regret, instead urging the judge to reconsider his earlier ruling. That initial ruling said the crimes in this case are not covered by blanket presidential pardon for people convicted of storming the Capitol on January 6th, 2021. Kelly's lawyer says that denial will likely be the focus of that appeal.
Do you think if he hadn't been arrested that he would have killed people?
Actually, I do not. I really don't believe that this was going to go anywhere. I really don't, because having served in the military, he understood what operations were about, and he would have needed a lot more people than just 3 to do this. So I don't believe it would have gone anywhere, no.
Reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office, but we're told the office would not comment because of the expected appeal. A Tennessee lawmaker wants to ban law enforcement officers, including ICE agents, from wearing masks during arrests. Nashville Representative Justin Jones filed the Stop American Gestapo Act. It calls for officers to identify themselves by name or badge. Jones says it comes after reports of people posing as ICE agents trying to kidnap women and children. He says state officials, including the Tennessee Highway Patrol, refused to answer questions he sent 2 months ago. Jones says this bill is about public accountability and protecting the state's immigrant communities. We're breaking down a new DUI law aimed at increasing penalties for impaired drivers. One Tennessee lawmaker wanted to give authorities the ability to charge people with harsher penalties for drunken driving. 10 News reporter Olivia Digg talked with that lawmaker and a mother who lost her daughter to a drunken driver.
There's such a big void in my life without her. I miss her so terribly. She was my bestest friend.
On June 27, 2021, Jalen Collins was hit and killed by a drunken driver. She was 18 and just graduated from Union County High School.
She's a part of me. I carried her in life and I carry her in death.
Her mom, Tammy Oliver, keeps her memory alive by advocating against drunken driving.
Like in this case, the offender is not getting that much time, especially for what he took away from me and my daughter.
The man at fault, Roger Barnhart, was sentenced to 8 years in prison, convicted of vehicular homicide, among other charges. But he'll be up for parole next summer. Oliver said she's happy to see a new law will hold impaired drivers more accountable for aggravated vehicular homicide or assault. The new law lowers the BAC for those tougher charges from 0.2 to 0.15.
Kind of puts teeth in the Tennessee law.
Representative Ron Gant from West Tennessee wrote the law. Gant himself is a victim of a drunken driving crash.
It made sense to lower that so that these repeat offenders, are able to receive much more punishment.
Jalen's mom hopes for that too.
I hope that everyone that sees Jalen's face knows that she was a person that was here and she wanted to be here. She loved her life so much. She had big plans and she won't get to fulfill them now, all because of drinking and driving.
Jalen's mom says the man who killed her daughter had a blood alcohol level of 0.09, which is still under the new tougher threshold. But she hopes this serves as a warning that if he or anyone else makes that choice again, they could face steeper charges. We want to know your thoughts on the Tennessee legislative session that just wrapped up. Scan the QR code on your screen right now. It'll take you to a survey on WBIR.com. That's where you can also find a list of the nearly 200 laws that went into effect this week. Right now, we're working to learn more information about a former Oak Ridge police officer facing more than 20 counts of official misconduct. A grand jury indicted Zachary Gautier this week. The district attorney general says complaints came from within the police department. Leaders fired Gautier before he was indicted. We've learned that he worked for the Knox County Sheriff's Office before working in Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge Police Chief Robin Smith says public trust depends on holding everyone to the highest ethical standards. He went on to say, quote, "We support the justice system's responsibility to uphold the law, and we believe that public trust depends on holding both ourselves and others to the highest ethical standards." Gautier is out of jail on a $50,000 bond. We did ask for a copy of the indictment as well as Gautier's personnel file. As of this moment, we have not heard back. Warrants show a Knoxville restaurant employee is facing felony charges for stealing nearly $28,000 from Chewy's on Kingston Pike. Court documents show Joshua Bogle logged fake deposits into the restaurant's computer system between September 2024 and January 2025. It shows he kept the cash and did this at least 18 times. He admitted to company managers that he used the money to move and to buy furniture and clothes, but he didn't realize he had taken that much. Now Bogle is facing theft and computer crime charges. In response to cuts in federal funding, the University of Tennessee Board of Trustees is preparing for even more across the 5 campuses that make up the UT system. The multi-billion-dollar budget includes a tuition increase, but not on the flagship campus in Knoxville. 10 News reporter Ellis Rold breaks down the board-approved budget.
A multi-billion-dollar budget greenlit by UT's Board of Trustees. The board met for their annual meeting in Chattanooga this week. On the table, approving almost $4 billion for campuses across the state. $2.37 billion of that will go to UT Knoxville. But the university has seen funding changes. 60 federal grants were terminated, totaling almost $40 million. President Randy Boyd says now's the time to step up.
I do want to say that just generally, this is an opportunity for us to be bold. When everybody else is receding, retracting, and being cautious, it's an opportunity for us to be bold and seize opportunities. And I think you'll hear some of that from Dondi as well.
UT's research VP says they're looking for grants in other disciplines and from other agencies.
In each of those areas, we are very well positioned to redirect our efforts towards what we are currently hearing. Having said that, they continue to refine what their priorities are, so we'll continue to monitor those.
Leaders also approved tuition and fee increases. UTK didn't see tuition rise, but saw an increase in fees. All other campuses, except for UT Martin, saw increases in both. Boyd also announced their biggest fundraising year to date. The university raked in over $470 million. UT leaders hope to top that and use the budget wisely for years to come.
The university lost 60 federal grants, adding up to about $40 million, but its state funding went up almost 7% last year. That's about a $58 million increase. Randy Boyd says they're going to try to get more state funding from a variety of agencies. UT's research VP also says it's going to look for funding across a wide range of disciplines as well. Next month, the Juvenile Detention Center in Knox County will have a new leader. Brian Bivens will fill the interim director role at the Richard Bean Detention Center. He previously served as an assistant chief for the Knox County Sheriff's Office. After that, he served as a consultant in corrections. The current Bean Center superintendent, Richard Bean, is retiring August 1st after more than 50 years. He's stepping down after concerns about treatment of young people at the facility. That led to political pressure from county leaders, including the mayor. Back in May, Bean fired 2 employees in what critics see as retaliation for whistleblowing, raising concerns about the detention center operations. Both employees got their jobs back. County commissioners also approved a plan calling on the sheriff to assume control of the center's management for at least 18 months. Turning to sports, Knoxville Smokies are in a 6-game series with the Rocket City Trash Pandas. The Smokies won last night, and now they are tied up 2-2. Our sports team breaks down last night's win.
A win will help in so many different ways for the Smokies as they're looking to remain a top of the Southern League for the second half of the season. Look at our guy Aaron throw the first pitch. He was letting the crowd let him know, I do this. The first Taylor Schaffer throws a pitch and says, I'm going to catch you on the flip side, bro, as he strikes out the batter at the top of the inning. And how do Knoxville respond with one in scoring distance? Jordan Wogo, nice sacrifice fly. That will bring one home, and the Smokies are up 1-0. Fast forward to the bottom of the third. Knoxville at the plate with 3 on, and this hit will find the soft spot in the defense and bring home 2 runners. The Smokies will win this one 8-3. The win was a huge one for Knoxville, but it was a bigger night for those who served or serves for our country. Those that were in the military attended the ball game and said that Knoxville made them feel welcomed.
Knoxville's been a blast. Not only is it the home of the University of Tennessee, you have Dollywood, you have a lot of other areas really close by. It's just a blast. The people, the environment, the sports crowd is just absolutely phenomenal, and it's a vibe that you can really get around, and it makes you feel like home. It feels like home, honestly.
A hot dog will hate to see this guy coming. Joey Chestnut won his 17th Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest earlier on Friday. Those who competed against Chestnut didn't stand a chance. He ate 70.5 hot dogs and won by eating 30 more franks than last year's champion, Patrick Bertolini. Chestnut was banned from last year's event due to a sponsorship conflict, but when he participated, he has dominated in the contest. He has made it 9 wins and 9 appearances. Joey Hunger will not go away anytime soon because there are no thoughts of him retiring in the future.
That video is just disgusting, folks. That's what I'm saying. All those hot dogs. Blech. All right, hey, I do want to give you a little bit of an update as to what we're seeing. We now have Tropical Storm Chantal, which was put into place this morning from the National Hurricane Center as of 8 a.m. The flooding concerns will remain in place for the Carolinas. No impacts here across East Tennessee, but if you have any travel plans, I've had a few viewers actually reach out to us and say, we can see the clouds rolling on in. They're out in South Carolina. Temperatures starting off in the middle 70s this morning. Dew points today going to be so nice, folks. We're actually going to be seeing dew points staying into the 60s. So therefore, we're really not going to have any major impacts when it comes to rain chances with some of this drier air in place. In fact, it actually is going to feel quite nice as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. We're going to highlight temperatures today, again, staying into the 90s. It is going to be quite warm as you go throughout the rest of the day. Highlighting your futurecast model, spotty showers will not be out of the question, especially as we head throughout the day tomorrow. We'll actually have a little bit more moisture to work with, and so I would say that maybe tomorrow, depending on how models look, we may end up adding a 20% chance for rain. The better chance for rain likely going to be returning as we go into the start of this next work week. Your 7-day forecast shows highs in the 90s with more rain on the way into next week, Sam.
Oh my goodness. Well, it definitely feels like July.
Yes, it does.
It also feels like pool weather, so good news. That's how I'm going to be spending my day. Well, thanks so much for waking up with us. We hope you have a wonderful Saturday.